I've got to go, Mother. The king sent for me.
But what does the king want of you? Have you done something to arouse his anger?
No, I don't think so.
He's going to hang you or behead you. I know he is. I just know it.
Mother, you worry too much. Perhaps the king only wants to ask a question, seeking information.
I can't help but worry. I'm your mother, and I know the king is going to do something awful to you.
Long live the king.
Are you the son of the widow of Naphtali?
I am, Your Majesty.
Your father was a man of Tyre.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Then you are half Israelite.
I suppose I am, sire.
Good. Then I'm sure you will be happy to go on a special mission I have in mind.
Of course, Your Majesty.
They tell me that you're an expert in carving stones and wood, an expert in engraving and molding metal. You're supposed to surpass all others in this field. Is this correct?
I suppose so, Your Majesty.
Well, is it or isn't it?
Well, Your Majesty, I doubt if there's another worker of metals, stones, and woods in the entire world who can even begin to compete with me.
Aha! That's what I thought, and you're just the man I'm looking for. Solomon, the new king of Israel, needs someone to take charge of all the carvings and moldings of material to furnish the temple he's building to his God. According to what I hear, it's going to be a fabulous building. Do you think you can do the job?
The more fabulous and complicated the work, the better I like it. I can produce anything. Anything King Solomon may dream up and make it better even than his wildest dreams. The temple's to be built up there, on top of that mountain?
It's more of a hill than a mountain. It's called a mountain. Mount Moriah.
It's an imposing sight. No doubt about that, Your Majesty.
The site is more than just imposing. It has played a very important and vital role in the history of Israel. It was there that Abraham, the father of Israel, displayed his willingness to sacrifice Isaac, his only son, in obedience to the command of Jehovah. It was there that God renewed his covenant of blessing to Abraham and his seed. It was on that exact spot that David offered burnt offerings to stay the avenging sword of the destroying angel, and was answered by fire from heaven.
Now the most pretentious and beautiful building in all the world is to be built there. It'll be a tremendous job to flatten the top of that mountain and lay the foundations for the temple.
We are well aware of that, and have hundreds of thousands of workers ready to start work.
The temple alone will take more material than has ever been assembled in one place, to say nothing of the palace and other buildings you desire built. Yet I see no materials at all, none of any kind.
Each stone, each beam, each and every piece of material is to be carved and molded before it gets here. The actual building will take place without the use of hammer or saw. It will be a quiet, dignified scene. That applies to all the furnishings, too. And since you will be in charge of making and carving all the furnishings, please follow that same plan.
I never heard of such a thing.
It can't be done?
Well, of course it can, Your Majesty. But it will take time, patience, and skill. And with the proper men and time and drawings, I can pre-cut each piece so that it will fit within 1,000th of a cubit. What a challenge you've given me, Your Majesty. A challenge and an opportunity.
Look, they're digging great holes and ditches in the clay. What is it?
My father says it's that man from the north. I think his name is Hiram. Anyway, he's digging in the clay to make molds for the pillars of the temple.
What does that word mold mean?
I don't know, but I guess it means make. Anyway, Hiram is making things and materials for the temple, so that's what it must mean.
Look at those men, will you? What are they doing?
Looks like they're moving that big stone.
Stone? It isn't a stone. It's as big as a house. They couldn't move a stone that big. It'd be too heavy.
But they are.
And it's square. How did it get like that? Answer me that if you can.
They hewed it.
What's it for?
I suppose it goes in the temple like everything else being built around here.
But it'll take them forever to move that big stone all the way up to the top of Mount Moriah.
I know it. Father says it'll be years before they get the temple completely built.
They haven't even started it yet.
I know that, too. So far, they've just been getting the stones and things ready to start building.
Boy, it's going to be awfully big and pretty when it's done.
Yes.
What is that thing?
I don't know.
It looks like some sort of bowl, a mighty large bowl.
Yeah.
There sure are some funny things going on around here lately.
King Solomon's getting ready to build a temple. That's what. Also a palace for himself and some other buildings, too.
Let's run and ask Father what that large bowl-like thing is.
All right, come on.
I don't wonder you're puzzled at all the things going on and being made in Jerusalem these days. That man Hiram, that king of Tyre, sent King Solomon to be in charge of making the furnishings. Surely is a genius. He can make anything out of any material. Brass, copper, wood, gold, silver, iron, linen.
But what is that large round bowl thing we see?
That, my dears, is called a sea. It's large, the largest one ever made. It's almost 20 feet from one brim to the other, and it'll hold almost 15,000 gallons of water. It'll be held up by 12 bronze oxen.
What's it for?
Well, it'll be used by the priest in ritual washings.
What do you know?
We're going to see many odd things during the next 5 to 10 years, but when it's all done, we here in Jerusalem will have the most beautiful and the most famous temple in all the world.